Good morning, everybody. It is Steve with Real Progressives. I am having fits and starts trying to get this turkey to start when I want it to start versus when I click something in one of the windows. This OBS thing is a powerful tool, but my God, you've got to harness it to make it effective. In any event, today I'm going to talk a little bit about this thing I've got off over here to the side, which is something I wrote a while back, but is very important given the attacks on modern monetary theory and Bernie Sanders and the left, as it were, that is actually fighting for a Green New Deal. The people that aren't sitting there taking pot shots at progressives who are actually trying to get shit done. We've got attacks coming from the establishment hacks, and we've got attacks coming from our left flank. What the motherfucker? What is going on? So obviously, I'm somebody as a father, and as somebody that does alternative media, try to follow this very, very closely because this directly impacts our existence. It directly impacts our lives. And for those of us with children, it affects us immensely because we're not only trying to take care of our own life, we're looking out for those below us, our family members, those that we have charge over, and quite frankly, just not being an asshole, trying to take care of everybody, right? Making sure everybody survives. So I wrote this, and I'm saying, if you delay health care, green energy, federal jobs guarantee, or any other program that serves the people based on the lies of national debt, fear porn, greening the dollar, trying to advance end the Fed while our environment burns us alive. If you ignore Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution that gives Congress the sole authority to create money and tax, and you are guilty if the fallout that occurs in terms of loss of life, environmental and ecological destruction, and every other evil that austerity breeds. Folks, this is the good news about me. I'm not a politician. I'm not trying to climb a ladder. I'm not cajoling anybody. I'm just telling you how it is. Somebody else might try and stroke you and make you feel good about it. That's not me. That's not me. And there are plenty of people that are on my team that don't like it when I tell you how it is. They want me to be more gentle. They want me to be sweet. They want me to be kind. But we don't have time for that. Things are changing. Oh, make no mistake about it. The establishment economists are hearing about this day in and day out. The politicians are beginning to say it boldly as well. But there's an incredible amount of pushback. And many people that are saying, well, how come Obama didn't do it? Obama's a goddamn neoliberal. If you haven't figured that out by now, nothing's going to help you. And if you haven't figured out that the establishment hacks like Paul Krugman and Larry Summers have jobs to protect based on the lies they've told for the last however long, nothing's going to help you there either. But we're going to keep going. See, if you fail to understand timelines and the 12-year window we have to actually solve the environmental crisis, much, much less the 4 to 6 years we will need to actually crank out the programs, work, infrastructure, and mass mobilization through a green job program to save us from ourselves. Yes, you are part of the responsible parties that are hurting us all, and the fallout is on you. You. And we should be calling it out as often as possible, change or die. Now, you can say what you want about that, but I want to show you that this is Steve. I'm not being particularly sensitive. My interest is not to be particularly sensitive. My interest is to wake people up. My interest is to tell you how it is. So let's look and see what Stephanie has to say. Stephanie Kelton railing on Paul Krugman, who took a shot at her. She's like, had enough? You don't get to do this. You didn't call BS on pay-fors. We did. You were the scold. Now, mind you, the word scold is not something we typically use in regular everyday life unless we're talking to our children. But in this case, this is like kind speak. This is the nice speak. This is polite speak to telling Paul Krugman BS. I'd say, I'd just go full-throated bullshit. You're a scold. etc. You told Democrats to step over a $2 trillion bill laying in wait in 2016. In other words, Paul Krugman told the Democrats not to spend. Fanned the flames of deficit because he was trying to make sure the economy would tank under frigging Trump. This is just the deal. This is who Krugman is. So let's go to the next one. This is even more fun. And I'm hoping that you'll see what I'm talking about here. I say, let me be clear. Involuntary unemployment is cruel, unnecessary, straight from the unemployment line. The struggle is real, and it needn't be. We need a job guarantee now. This is the common narrative for MMTers. And we've got these folks out there slamming Bernie, trying to take pot shots at Bernie. All these economists taking pot shots at Bernie. All these lefties that are like, Bernie, all this. Well, they're taking shots at him too. Well, look what Bernie says. When we're in the White House, we will enact the federal jobs guarantee that ensure that everyone is guaranteed a stable job. Between transforming our energy system and rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure, there is more than enough work to be done. Let's do it. Now, folks, that's the guy that you're bitching and moaning about. Above there is me saying, hey, let me be clear, involuntary unemployment sucks the big one. There's Bernie saying, when I take office, I'm going to fix that. And guess who his economic advisor is? That's right. It's Stephanie Kelton, who tells us to fund the original New Deal, the United States abandoned the gold standard. And it had an enlightenment. They realized, hey, we can afford great things when we lose this bullshit gold standard nonsense. Incredibly, most of the rhetoric about how to fund a Green New Deal pretends we're still on the gold standard. The Dark Ages. And then she says this, and this is where I want to tie this together. She says, sorry people, I've grown impatient. We have 12 years to act and 2 to 6 more with an administration that doesn't even believe in climate change. It's time to go all in. There's just no time for timid pay-for games. Fear itself, MMT. Now, folks, I have not been particularly kind, but that's pretty harsh language for somebody in the ivory tower who's out there slugging it out for all the world to see on every major publication, for every media outlet that gives her a word. This is how serious it is. Now, I'm usually the ones, people are saying, he's a little bit abrasive. I'm not sure I like it. A little harsh. Wham! There you go. Even she's hit that critical breaking point where it's like, damn it, shit or get off the pot. Okay? Some of us, it just took a little bit longer to get there. I've been freaking raging for years. Okay? So here is Warren Mosler. Warren has a great saying here, and I'm going to read this to you because it's worth understanding, because this all plays in. This is all modern monetary theory. You've got the activist, you've got the father, and you've got the economist and the political language, all going on all at once, tied up with Bernie Sanders. Here we go. I just want to say a quick word about what a good economy is, because it's been so long since we've had a good economy. You've got to be at least as old as I am to remember it. In a good economy, business competes for people. There is a shortage of people to work for business. Everybody wants to hire you. They'll train you, whatever it takes. They hire students before they get out of school. You can change jobs if you want to, because other companies are always trying to hire you. That's the economy, the way the economy is supposed to be. But that all turned around for one reason, which I'll keep coming back to. The budget deficit is too small. As soon as they started tightening up on the budget deficits many years ago, we transformed from a good economy, where the people were the most important thing, to what I call this crime against humanity that we have today. This is Warren Mosler, gentleman of all gentlemen, correct? Correct. So what you do is you target full employment, because that's the kind of economy that everybody wants to live in. And the right size deficit is whatever deficit corresponds to full employment. Did you hear that? Whatever the deficit needs to be, the purpose is to get full employment. Period. Why are you reducing the deficit? Answer the question. If you can't answer the question, never, ever speak again. Just step back and learn. Do not have comments. Do not have opinions. Simply realize you do not understand economics. Your place is not to speak out. Your place is to listen. Speak when spoken to on this one, because you are failing us all. I want that quality economy. You claim you do, but yet you would reduce the deficit and destroy us all. Why is that? Why would you choose to do that? I can only speculate. I can only speculate. So when I tell you that real progressive stands for modern monetary theory, and when I tell you that real progressives is trying desperately to advance a Green New Deal, and you come in with some shenanigans about some other bullshit, and you don't understand what we're up against, just understand why we come at you full bore. Understand why there's no give and take here. The time for debate is over. It's time to survive. And if you're standing in the way of that survival, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not laying down to die so you can feel comfortable. It's just not going to happen. And if that means you got to get your feels in order so that you can handle hearing the truth, then you've got to get your feels in order, because I want to live and I want my kids to live. And I'm tired of you being lazy. Keyword, lazy. Intellectually dishonest and lazy, and refusing to learn this. You want to get wonkish? You want to do a bunch of crazy creative things? You want to zigzag across the board? Be my guest, but leave this country out of it so that we can survive. I want to live, and I want my kids to live too. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives, hoping you stay in the fight and stop diverting attention to your bullshit. Have a good day.